Hello again, my name's Gabe Zolna. Fox News just reported that two officers in Hattiesburg, Mississippi were gunned down early this morning. They were attempting to make a routine traffic stop, and there were two occupants initially, that's what we were told, but apparently a third person has been also arrested. The two occupants were brothers, Marvin and Curtis Calloway. They had a mayor of Hattiesburg on as a guest on the phone, and he talked about the two officers and the kind of work that they did. What's interesting is, well, there's a lot of things that are interesting, but Hattiesburg hasn't lost an officer in a shooting or in a violent crime in over 30 years. These two were the first in 30 years. What I found rather startling was the number of police officers that have been killed in the line of duty over the last 10 years. The latest two brings it to a total of 1,400 officers have given up their lives in their attempt to try to protect the American people, when we've got the Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, doing an investigation on the Baltimore Police Department for potential civil rights violations of the savages. That's what most of them are, to do what they do. The whole thing's totally insane. The mayor believes that it's possible that since one of the two brothers was a felon, he might have had a weapon. The two brothers were stopped driving a Cadillac. I don't know if the vehicle was stolen, don't know if the vehicle belonged to either one of them at this point. And the third person that was arrested was a female. I believe it's possible that it might have been one of their sisters or one of their wives. I have no idea as to what's next. The officer that was gunned down in Queens, New York, was just laid to rest. There was, I think, 30,000 policemen that attended that funeral. Now they're going to be traveling to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. This madness needs to stop. Al Sharpton wants to federalize the police department. Somebody needs to ask Al Sharpton what federal agency works. Social Security, I heard, is going to be going broke soon. The FBI, you sort of have to wonder when they go ahead and conduct an investigation on the IRS and can't find any wrongdoing, when we know they didn't speak to one of the 150, 180 injured parties. Not one was spoken to, yet they determined that there was no wrongdoing. What kind of system exists that's been federalized that functions normally? Do you think federalizing the police is the answer? What's the answer is that the government doesn't stick their nose into every crevice and corner. What's the answer is people like Al Sharpton aren't allowed to fan the flames, which is exactly what he's done and what he's continuing to do. Is he going to be traveling to Hattiesburg because these two officers were killed? Probably not. The two brothers, Marvin and Curtis, were they African American? The answer to your question is yes. They were African American. One of the officers appears to have been African American as well. The other was Caucasian. This madness won't stop. The kind of activity that gets fanned, the flames get fanned by people like the Attorney General, the previous Attorney General, Eric H. Holder Jr., when he went to Ferguson Missouri. The comments that were made by the Governor Nixon, when he wanted to go prosecute Officer Darren Wilson before the grand jury even began their deliberation. Those are the people that need to be restrained and stopped. Because as long as they continue fanning the flames, they empower these savages to do what they do, which is to kill innocent, unsuspecting police officers. That's sort of what I think. Let me know what you think. I hope that those families of those two officers get the support that they need to help them through their difficult times that lay ahead.